The downfall of Classroom of the Elite. Hey guys, it's me Shadow, and today we're going to be talking about Classroom of the Elite anime. We're not going to be talking about the light novels because the light novels I have no issue with, so we're just going to allow them right now. So it's just season 2 of the anime recently came out. Well, it's not came out, it's ongoing still. We're on episode 12 at the minute, and I have seen some mixed opinions and some overall, not hate, but disappointment in this recent season of Classroom of the Elite. And to be honest though, it's pretty well deserved, because we've been waiting 4 years for another season of this anime, and people had so many questions at the end of the first season, like, who is Ayano Koji really, what's his backstory and shit like that. And so did I, because I didn't really like novels at the time. So, as soon as I got into the second season, the first few episodes up until where Kai was like Ayano Koji and shit, that was phenomenal. I have no issues with that. There should be a little bit more info in between those episodes, not in between the episodes, in between the scenes and shit, and we had some more. Instead of it all compressed for 24 minutes, I should have widened it out a bit more and put more in depth. So also, I wouldn't have minded this season if it was just all the information that had in the novels in the anime, but longer or shorter episodes, either one that could do it in. One of the main reasons I think this season was a letdown was the animation. For some reason, the animation quality went fucking downhill in this season. Like, if you look at season 1 and compare it to this season, you can tell the fucking difference. Season 1 looks way better than this season. Like, the best shots I could say in the entire series out of season 1 and 2 is the end of episode 12 in season 1 and season 2 episode 12 where Ryu and Ayano Koji are scrapping. They're the two best scenes in Classroom of the Elite. But apart from everywhere else, like, even in the first season where like we got like not really filler but not really exciting moments, like we got like Harigita shopping at the first. Was the first episode or second episode? I can't remember. That looked clean. Everything in the first season is clean. Then we go to the second season and we got like them running in the sports race, and you can see two people overlap. Like they're doing like not like overlapping the running grass, like legit stand on top of each other while they're in a relay race. So like, what the fuck is that? How can you go from a season animation that was phenomenal to a downgrade looking like it's like the first ever episode of One Piece or something? It's not as the worst animation I've ever seen, but it was bad. And that's one of the main reasons I think this season hasn't been as hype as much. Because we've been waiting 4 years, and for one, we've got one mistake already. They've got a lot of content out from the first season that people didn't like, and they've done it more with this season. The second problem was that the animation quality dropped, and not a lot of people had. Not a lot of people noticed until people actually took screenshots of where it was fucking awful. I didn't notice it until I saw it on Twitter. And then the third question was that characters in the novels that we're supposed to have interactions with or have more screen time haven't. Like, Sawa and Nage is supposed to have a lot more screen time. As I recall, it's been a while since I've read the novels, so don't at me on anything in the novels right now. Until I reread them, I can't really say much. Yeah, I swear Sawa and Nage is supposed to have some more scenes in this season anyway. There's supposed to be more information between Harikita and Ayano Koji, because when they was doing that that test, there was a lot more in-depth part about that part, and we found out what Ayano Koji really did, and found out how, well, not really did, because what his plan was for Kushida when she was about to sort test papers out, but obviously Harikita got ahead of him. But it's not all bad this season. I can't just hate on the season just because the animation quality is low and they've cut content out. So I'm gonna view this as a perspective as a novel reader and an anime watcher. I say the golden episodes I would say in the season was Kei Karabizawa's, I wouldn't really call it torture, but bullying scene where Ryuren and his crew were bullying her. That scene was fantastically done. Also, when she was under the ship in 4th episode. I can't really remember, where Arana Koji saved her. That was a phenomenal scene as well. Even though it got a lot of hate, I would say the running scene, but only with Manabu and Arana Koji. I think it's Manabu Harakuta's brother. Though that was a fantastic scene as well. And Kashida's backstory, that was amazing. I loved how that looked. Those episodes were probably the best looking episodes out of the season. And the first episode, for some reason the first episode looked fucking amazing. But yeah, another thing that I find really annoying was the misinformation that the trailers gave us. Right? If you look at I think they only came up with 1 or 2 trailers, I can't remember. The first trailer we got of season 2 was obviously, we saw Anakoji, we saw the rooftop scene, we saw Kei, we saw a lot of things. But then we go to the anime and we've got the rooftop scene that wasn't even on a rooftop, it was in some warehouse area. And if you actually pay attention to detail in the trailers, you can literally see the 2 different scenes that are completely different. And the expression on Anakoji's face and why he's doing both. To be honest though, I have no problems with the change in the area of the rooftop scene, but it was more iconic in the novels because of how they did it on the rooftop. But I believe they should have still stuck to the source material instead of going off foot, because if you haven't read Classroom of the Elite, there's 2 source material. Well, the main source material is the novels, but there is a manga that is god awful. Like, it doesn't really portray Anakoji's character that much. Like, another episode I found kind of underwhelming was when Anakoji met his father. Even though it was really good with the way those 2 interacted, and the aftermath of seeing the expression of Anakoji's face where he told Kei that he couldn't protect her anymore. There's something about that episode that I wanted a bit more. I wanted more information about obviously Anakoji's father and shit, but that's just me. I can't remember exactly what those 2 were. Those 2's conversation was in the novels. I need to go reread the novels. But yeah, I believe that episode was alright. I have no qualms with the actual characters on their own. We've introduced to Hasabe's group. We've met a few times Ichinose, even though she's a fan favourite. But yeah, I believe though, this season, I thought it was going to be the GOAT, like not the GOAT of obviously anime, but the GOAT of this spring anime. Is it spring or is it autumn? Spring anime, what the fuck it is. I thought it was going to be obviously #1 for this season of anime, and it's not. I say it's better than Overlord, because I can't lie, Overlord, I don't really want to make a video on it, but it was a letdown. Like, I know it was focusing a lot on more of the politics sides, but it's going to get boring as fuck for people that are not interested in it, because now we're on episode 12 of Overlord, and it's still not giving me the push to just rewatch that season again. But anyway, moving on. One of the main things I can say were the highlights of this season was Anakoji. We saw a lot more of his manipulating, his calculating, and a lot more of his, not intellect, but his whole character in a whole. We saw how he can legit manipulate and control anyone at will if he wanted to, and has basically answers for everything. But one of the main things I want to see animated was well, that not wanted to see animated. I wanted to see obviously Anakoji. If you've seen, I'm gonna put a picture of it now, but his expression in the light novel when he was battering Ryun is probably one of the most iconic illustrations in light novel history. It was fantastic, and I really wish they did that in the anime, but just me. It's just my thoughts. Another problem I kinda have with it is that if anime only watchers think this is an amazing season and shit, and I'm being dead honest, the Classroom of the Elite community is fucking shit. Like, because if they obviously anime watcher tweets that, oh yeah, this season of Classroom of the Elite was fucking fantastic, yeah, I can't wait to see more of Anakoji and what he's hiding. Then some light novel reader saying this fucking anime adaptation is bullshit, bro, go read the light novels, you fucking neek. Like, that's legit what they will respond to you. And even if you put, oh yeah, I've read the novels but I want to see what they do with the anime, they'll still hate on you. Because anime watchers, I'm saying this now, light novels are not that well, it's not that they're not enjoyable. People will prefer to go read a manga or watch anime than go read a light novel. I read a lot of light novels, and I would say Classroom of Elite's the one where you've got to basically make sure you don't miss any details while you're reading it, because there's a lot of shit that happens in that series. And some people might not enjoy that because of the way the anime, well, the way the novels are, but it's just how the story is written. One of the main things I can say about this story is that season 3, I'm worried about it because everyone's on about. We saw Sawanagi's interaction with Anime Koji in the trailers. People are saying we're not going to see that until season 3. That I think is bullshit. I think we might see that next episode. But true, bro, I've been waiting so long to see that. Because in the trailers they look amazing, so I swear if they fuck it up I'm going to be so pissed off. Because if you don't know, Sawanagi is my favourite female character in the series. And my favourite male character is obviously Koji, so I want to see more of Sawanagi, and she didn't really play much role in the season, she didn't in the first anyway. But I'm glad we saw her more instead of like had a few appearances now and then. So yeah, overall she's a good character. So yeah, the reason I think this is going to make Classroom of the Elite go down instead of up, because if you guys didn't know, this anime is made to promote the light novels. It's basically making you forced to buy the light novels. That's why it's cutting out information and shit. That's what the first season did, and it got a lot of fucking copies of it. And now we're on almost finished the second season. Classroom of the Elite is the 10th sold manga in Japan currently. Not in currently this month, but I hope they just stop at year 1. To be fair, I don't want them to animate year 2. To be fair, bro, because year 2, it's not the same as year 1. Year 2 is a lot more action packed, and we've seen them do fight choreography before in just the recent episode. It looked good, but it wasn't smooth. Like, it's not the problem with, obviously it has to be smooth or anything. Like, some fights are dog shit, but they're really well done. But the way that obviously Anime Koji was moving and shit in the anime, they were animating it really, like, they were using, as an editor you can pick this up, if you cut down each individual frame in that like one fight scene where Anime Koji dodges that black guy's punch, you can see how many still images they use for that one frame. So if they're going to keep doing, and usually a fight scene is not supposed to have at least, I'm going to give a rough number here, at least 34 still images. It's a rough number, don't quote me on that. Because if you look at, what's his name, Don Flamingo and Luffy fight, without the talking obviously, they're just scrapping. There's not much still images there, there's just full scrapping. I know this is supposed to be different, obviously it's not high school, it's not a shonen manga like One Piece, but it's still supposed to have like that tension where it will draw you into the manga instead of you just like sitting back and just chilling. Like, it doesn't draw you in how obviously the fights are. But I'm saying this now, that fight choreography wasn't bad, it's just that the animation quality was terrible and it was barely watchable. So yeah, I'm hoping in the 3rd season, if I'm gonna watch it, because right now I'm in the limbo zone, so I don't know the fuck am I gonna watch right now. Hoping in the 3rd season the animation quality goes back to season 1's quality and the choreographies are way better. But the reason why I say this might be the downfall of Classroom of Elite, because Classroom of Elite, since the trailers came out for season 2, I haven't heard, I've constantly heard, oh yeah, Classroom of Elite, peak fiction. It's not. I'm saying this now, it's not peak fiction. It's very good, not peak fiction though. And it's not a new gen anime, if people calling it a new gen anime. This came out in like 2016. It's never really close. And the light novels go further back, so yeah. It's a very good series, but because of the anime holding, the anime probably won't do enough sales and stuff to the light novels. But a lot more people are willing to watch anime than light novels. That's the main problem here. Like, people will watch the anime and I was like, oh yeah, this shit's bullshit, and drop it. Then probably won't give 2 shits about it since. Because that was my first impression of the first episode of Classroom of Elite, until I got to like the end of episode 1. I didn't really want to finish it. Then I got to the end of episode 1 and I was like, alright, I'll finish this. So yeah, it's just a mixed match of what you're into. This series is unique the way it does that. But if I'm going on anime perspectives just alone, I would say Tomodachi Game is way better than this for an anime. Even though it has 1 season, not 2 yet, it's just better. I prefer that series than Classroom of the Elite anyway. Even though the main 2 protagonists get compared a lot, and obviously Yana Koji is the more well-known protagonist, I'm gonna do a more in-depth talk about which one I prefer and which one is better at certain shit in my Yorichi video that's coming out soon. So yeah, that is my initial thoughts on this season of Classroom of the Elite and the anime alone. If I had to give the anime rating, it will be a 6 out of 10, and if I'm giving the light novels a rating, it will be an 8 out of 10. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed me talking about Classroom of the Elite, and I want to thank you guys for all the support I got on my last video, and yeah, I'm going to do some more of these videos soon. Probably once a week I'll do some of these. So yeah, peace.